my name is Nathan Doctor, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Qualified. We're the most effective way to assess engineering talent. And today I'll be talking about how we're helping to bridge the gap between the educational space and the workforce, particularly in how companies help hire developers by assessing them, finding great talent, and how educators train those developers to be relevant to the workforce. So starting out, one of the hidden costs of hiring that most companies don't think of is the amount of engineering resources that goes into evaluating potential hires. We've tracked this and found that it costs companies about $22,000 and $750 per hire they make it. With Qualified, we help to automate that process, evaluate those candidates for them, and reduce that cost by 92%, while also doing it more effectively. There's a couple of advantages here to the company. One, it saves them valuable human resources time, including their engineering teams, which is amongst the most expensive in the company. It also allows them to test real-world skills opposed to leaning on heuristics, and effectively filters out poor performers. We're trusted by top companies, including Apple and Andela, who keynoted earlier this morning. And we also help educators. So on the education side, there's typically this mismatch with students coming out of college and the actual job market. They're learning skills, but they're not always effective for what companies are looking to hire them for. What Qualified does is we help provide an educational platform to universities, high schools, and boot camps that allows them to train with relevant content in a coding environment that's relevant to the workforce. Great universities and high schools use us to provide coding instruction in their classes, replace TAs and hand grading with an automated solution, and likewise replace tests, quizzes, and homeworks with our real-world coding platform. So in this, we use coding skill assessments as a way for companies to find the best talent, and likewise for educators to train that talent effectively. How does this platform work? So it's a pretty simple process. It's entirely in the browser. We built a coding environment where the company or this educator sends out an assessment, either custom created or from our library, to the student or the potential hire. That engineer will take the challenge in the browser, code in the solution, so they're actually coding to do it, and then our system on the back end evaluates that and scores it objectively. It gives back to the educator a list of assessments alongside their relevant scores so they can make easy decisions and track their progress. We have a whole product suite that takes this same format and applies it in a few different aspects. So starting with Codecast, we create instructional videos, which work for distributed learning and inside of classrooms. Essentially, it allows a coding screencast where the viewer can actually code alongside of it. So it provides a completely immersive experience. In the Interact product, we allow interviewers to either pair program with candidates to get a good feel for them, or educators to work alongside candidates to help them along with their progress. And then in the Assess component, we give them these real skill assessments. We're also the creators of Code Wars. It's a community of 400,000 software developers. It uses the exact same format that we applied to Qualified and was what we actually built Qualified out of. In the Code Wars community, engineers are taking these code challenges as a way to improve their skills. These are people from college all the way up to 20 plus years of work experience. We have extremely strong engagement in that community and have a huge amount of crowdsourced content where those students and users are actually creating the challenges for us, as well as submitting the solutions. So in that environment, the users are actually becoming the teachers in submitting solutions that teaches other users. We have amazing users from across top companies and have great feedback as far as how effective that's been in the educational process. Students have even said that it's been incomparable and better than their college education. CodeWars then goes on to power Qualified. So using that user base, it feeds potential customers into the Qualified platform. It also creates a content library from us to draw upon, as well as the foundational infrastructure of this code execution platform, which is our core technology differentiator. So we're backed by experienced investors, great investors and entrepreneurs, as well as venture investors such as Cornerstone and Demand, who plays in the human resources and learning and educational space. We are based on a SaaS business model and effectively charge companies on an annual basis where they pay per amount of assessments they're giving out on a monthly basis. We do annual contracts, and then likewise on the educational model, it's per student per month, and that's also done on an annual basis. We're growing our revenues quickly and in the process of growing out that client base and also looking for investment partners. Feel free to reach out to me at nathan@qualified.io.